What's happening, Manhwa Warriors? Don't forget to leave your feedback and smash that like button. Now let's dive into this epic tale. The night sky looms over the towering buildings of Seoul, city lights flickering as the streets buzz with life. A cashier's voice breaks through the air. 2 Big Macs. That'll be $15.80. Thanks for choosing McDonald's. Ohjin takes the paper bag, the golden arches glowing behind him. Letting out a tired sigh, he mutters, "Why the hell are hamburgers so expensive these days?" With his hood up, he makes his way through the dimly lit streets, his footsteps echoing against the pavement. Reaching a small, run-down apartment, he swings the door open and calls out, "I'm home!" A voice answers from the darkness. "You're back already?" As Ohjin flips on the lights, a red-haired girl sits on the bed, blinking up at him. "You're late today," she remarks. Her name is Song Ha-eun. Ohjin takes a deep breath as his thoughts drift. She was my only pillar of support during my hellish time at the orphanage. Before he can linger on the memory, her sharp voice snaps him back. "Now that you're here, you better give me a cigarette already. What are you standing around for?" Ohjin raises an eyebrow, letting out a dry chuckle. "You're spouting nonsense the moment I walk in, huh?" She smirks. "Oh, is that how you speak to your elder?" Ohjin rolls his eyes. "Elder my ass." She crosses her arms. "I'm 2 years older than you." Ignoring her antics, he reaches into the bag, pulls out a burger, and hands it to her. "Here, I bought this for you." She blinks, then grabs it with both hands. "Oh, thanks." Ohjin watches her with a faint smile. She used to be an awakener, but after losing her right leg and her vision, everything changed. Our roles reversed. Now I take care of her. Ha-eun takes a bite of the burger, and her expression shifts. "Wait, what the hell?" Ohjin raises a brow. "What?" She clutches the burger tightly, her voice filled with disbelief. "Why is this so delicious?" Ohjin smirks. "Because I got a fresh one instead of the frozen stuff." Her head snaps up. "You what? Are you hurt? Did a monster hit you in the head?" Ohjin chuckles, shaking his head. "Relax, I just made a little extra money today." But her question lingers. "It's not like I never had the money before, but I've been saving up. There's something I need to buy." As Ha-eun stares in his direction, he changes the subject. "You've got sauce on your face." She freezes mid-bite. "What? Where? Why didn't you tell me earlier?" Ohjin laughs, handing her a drink. "Just eat. You're ugly either way." She frowns but doesn't argue. "Whatever, just remember to buy burger combos from now on." Ohjin leans back, smirking. "The name of that one's the Big Mac combo, by the way." She frowns, then suddenly locks onto him with an intense gaze. "Something happened, didn't it?" Ohjin exhales. "Yeah, I can't hide anything from you, huh?" Then with a steady voice, he says, "I awakened." Her hand trembles. "You what?" The drink slips from her grip, spilling onto the bed. Later that night, Ohjin sits on a rusty swing set in a dimly lit park, gazing up at the moon. Phew, finally a little time to think. The city glows in the distance, but his mind is in chaos. She had every right to be surprised, but how the hell do I explain that I lied to a constellation? He recalls Ha-eun grabbing his shirt collar earlier. "Whose apostle are you? Answer me, Ohjin." Ohjin sighs, then pulls up his skill panel. "All right, let's go through this one by one." A glowing notification screen appears before him. Black Heaven, First Awakening. Stigma Absorption. The power to absorb the mana of a stigma and store it within the Black Heaven. Black Curtain completely shrouds the Black Heaven's presence. Transmission reads the records contained in stigmas. Possess Stigma. Stigma of Lyra, currently designated as the main stigma. He clenches his fist. The unknown force that devoured Lyra and Lee Shinhyuk's stigma. His eyes darken. This power has nothing to do with regression. That means I am the one who will destroy the world. As that terrifying realization sets in, he grips his head, breathing heavily. Just what the hell happened to me in my first life? The screen flickers. The air grows heavy. Still sitting on the swing, Ohjin runs his fingers through his hair, his face tense with stress. His eyes flicker with uncertainty as he mutters, "No matter what, I can't get caught." His gaze locks onto the glowing blue notification screen floating before him. If they find out about Black Heaven, they'll know I'm not a returner. I'm just an outsider who absorbed a regressor's stigma. His fist clenches as he leans back, kicking off the ground, slowly rocking the swing. Why the hell did I get dragged into this mess? The night breeze ruffles his hair as he exhales, his mind racing. Putting that aside, the real problem is what I'm going to do next. A smirk creeps onto his face as he grips the chain of the swing. A regressor, huh? He closes his eyes, picturing Vega's glowing presence in his mind. If I want to sell this act, I need to make myself look more like a regressor. His hand moves to his chest, feeling the stigma's presence burn within him. First things first, if I get acknowledged by Vega, no one will doubt me. His eyes flicker open. To do that, I need to raise the stars of Lyra's stigma. He leans forward, a determined glint in his eyes. I have to reach 2 stars by next week. As the city lights twinkle in the distance, he rises from the swing, dusting himself off. Since the stigma's mana is already overflowing, all that's left is to learn how to control it. He stretches, gazing at the moon high in the sky. Either way, I should head to the gate tomorrow. Turning on his heel, he starts walking away. But then, his phone vibrates in his pocket. Huh? Pulling it out, his eyes narrow as he reads the notification on the screen. Anomaly detected. Possibility of mutants appearing. Mutants? He scrolls through the report, his brows furrowing. Wait, isn't this the gate I went to today? A photo pops up. It's the same place, the dog mutants. Tja, I did think those anthorns scouting around was a bit weird. His expression darkens. So it was an anomaly, but mutants, huh? A monologue begins explaining the creatures. A mutated monster, extremely rare. Some are weaker, but most are far stronger than their regular counterparts. An image of grotesque, monstrous spiders lurking in a dark cavern flashes in his mind. Something that a new 1-star awakener wouldn't even dream of defeating. Ohjin exhales, his grip tightening on his phone. Did I miss the mutant species when I was there earlier? His expression hardens. Well, I guess my destination is decided. With a chuckle, he shoves his phone into his pocket and walks into the night. Morning arrives. The sun pierces through the thick forest as adventurers gather at the gate entrance. We are 2-star awakeners from Fornax. Anyone looking to party? A woman clad in white robes with brown hair shouts out, Hey, did you pack all your gear? Another adventurer yells. We're 2-star awakeners from Canis Major. We're going mutant hunting. In the midst of the loud chatter, Ohjin walks through the crowd, a spear slung over his shoulder. Despite the news, there are more people than usual today. His eyes scan the area. Mutants. Their star stones sell for a hefty price after all. He chuckles and grips his spear. I thought about joining a party because, but let's be honest. A smirk forms. I'm already confident I can take on mutants by myself. With that, he steps forward into the dense forest. All right then, let's get going, shall we? As he pushes past branches, he enters a clearing. Then, glowing red eyes, watching, waiting. He freezes. Tch! He turns sharply, clutching his spear. A low snarl rumbles through the trees. A mutant dog lunges, its jaw wide open. Ohjin reacts instantly, dodging just as another mutant dog appears from behind. He slams the butt of his spear down, pinning one of the dogs to the ground. Tsk! Where do you think you're going? Another mutant rushes him, but Ohjin grabs its leg midair. If you come at me... He presses down hard on the first mutant's back, immobilizing it. You pay the price. And then, he hurls the mutant dog through the air. A thunderous crash follows as the dog slams into 4 others. The force sends dust exploding into the air. Ohjin looks at his hand, stunned. My stats are on a completely different level from a one-star awakener. His eyes widen as he surveys the destruction. I threw that thing like a rag doll. He kneels beside the fallen creatures, inspecting the loot. These star stones should go for about $8,000 each. A dark chuckle escapes his lips. No wonder everyone wants to be an awakener. But then, a loud guttural growl. Ohjin freezes. As he turns, 3 more mutants stand before him. But the one in the center is different. That one is definitely a mutant. Lightning crackles around his spear. All right then. A notification appears before him. Thunder lightning, level 1 activated. His eyes burn with blue energy. Time for a real fight. Ohjin looks forward at the oncoming mutant dog, his grip tightening around the sparking blue lightning that courses through his hand. You should get a beating, he mutters, and with a swift motion, he lunges his spear forward. Through the dense forest, the spear soars, crackling with electricity, illuminating the trees in its wake. Bam! The impact tears through the mutant dog, piercing straight through its body. As the lightning fades, Ohjin stands still, his breath steady, watching the lifeless body of the mutant collapse onto the ground. He blinks, a hint of disbelief settling in. I might be strong, he mutters under his breath, eyes locked on the defeated beast. But it died in just 1 hit? He clenches his fists, feeling the lingering power of his attack. His thoughts race, but there's no time to linger. Can Ohjin handle this powerful new threat? Find out in the next episode. But before you go, don't forget to tap like if you enjoyed the episode, subscribe for more epic recaps, turn on notifications so you never miss a chapter. And with that being said, Manhwa Champions, we're going to bring this video to an end. Thank you all for watching. Let me know what you think down in the comments, and I will catch you all later.